A single ray of light is reflected by two mirrors. The diagram shows the ray of light incident on mirror 1. So if you analyze mirror 1, let's keep note that the angle of incidence is the angle between the incident ray and the normal. In the same way, the angle of reflection is the angle between the reflected ray and the normal. So let's take it step by step. And the question is, what is the angle of reflection in mirror 2? So if you look at mirror 1, the angle of incidence is 50 degrees. So we can continue the path like this. So if this angle of incidence is 50 degrees, then the angle of reflection on mirror 1 will also be 50 according to the laws of reflection. So this is 50. All right. So let me complete this line. So this is what I have. If I trace it, this is what I have. Okay. So if you analyze this angle and the one opposite to it, remember opposite angles are equal. So if this is 60, then it means that the angle that is formed here, is also 60. Okay. So if the angle that is formed here, then it means that at this point, the total angle around this particular point is 360. So which means 60 plus these two angles must give you 360. So obviously these two angles must also be equal. So if I compute that, it means I have 60 plus my unknown angle, which is x, plus the same unknown angle, which is x, which must give you 360. So I get here 2x plus 120 equal to 360. So I have my x equal to, so I subtract my 120 from 360. That gives me 240. So 240 over 2. So my x is equal to 120, which means my angle here is 120 and my angle here is also 120. All right. Good. So that's my angle here, which is 120. This is my angle, which is also 120. Okay. So if I check, I can also find my angle, which will be formed here. Remember, the angle between the normal and the plane mirror must be 90 degrees. So if this is 50, then it means this side here, the angle here, is 40. All right. So I can see this. This is forming a triangle. So if this is 40 and this is 120, then therefore I can find the angle that will be here. So, and the angle in the triangle must be 180. So if this is 120 and this is 40, that gives me 160. So I have 120 plus 40 plus what I'm looking for, plus, let's say, y must be equal to 180. So therefore my y is equal to 20 degrees. Okay, so now I found this side to be 20 degrees. But remember, the normal must always be perpendicular to the surface. So if I draw my normal line here for mirror 2, and if this side is 20, then this side is 70. Remember I mentioned that the angle of reflection is the angle between the reflected ray and the normal. In the same way, the angle of incidence is equal to the angle between the incident ray and the normal. So obviously for mirror 2, this line here becomes your incident ray. So if I reflect this one also here, this now becomes my reflected ray. And according to our laws of reflection, the angle of incidence must be equal to the angle of reflection. So if the angle of incidence for mirror 2 is 70 degrees, then the angle of reflection for mirror 2 will also be 70 degrees. So this is 70 degrees. So therefore your answer is C.